Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment.
Hello, guys. Welcome once again to another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, we are continuing from the season. One thing before I go ahead, before we talk about this episode, I don't know who is more confused. Is it Own that is confused? Is it Carlos that is confused? Because why is it that I'm going to the episode and last season the last episode that dropped, they said that the last episode they said it was a mid-season finale, right? Why am I going to Own and I'm saying that we are in season 9, episode 1? I'm confused. Why do they do this? You get so confused. The last episode they said it was a mid-season finale. I don't know whether Own or Carlos does not understand the concept of mid-season finale. You told us it was a mid-season finale. Why are we coming now to the continuation and you're saying we're now in season 9? I'm really like all need to literally readjust how they talk or how they number or how they season Love and Marriage Huntsville, because it's beginning to confuse my head. It's beginning to. But anyway, um that's by the way.
I'm just glad that they finally came back. You know what I'm saying? After waiting so many Saturdays, you know. So I'm just glad that they came back, and did what they did.
They were trying to give time to Love and Marriage Detroit.
Pardon me?
They were trying to give time to Love and Marriage Detroit.
Why they stopped that in the middle too?
I too was confused.
Yeah.
You started Love and Marriage Detroit and you stopped that again in the middle. I'm like, you guys should please choose a hustle. Like, I'm like, that's why I say Own. I don't know whether it's Own I'm gonna blame or should I blame Carlos. They are confused on what to do with themselves. Literally.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's confusing, because you have to
Very.
kind of go back just to remember what the chaos is about.
Exactly. Well, anyway, let's move forward talking about this episode. Now we got a continuation of the girls' trip and the dinner table kind of flare up where Destiny was like, Melody, you were teaching her how to respectfully chat. Right? Now it's continued from there. And what made me laugh was when Destiny stood up and was like, yo. I thought she wanted to fight Melody. I was like, okay, it's about to go. So it's about to go down. But she left and I think she went outside. When she went outside, I was like, why did you stand up? Because it was giving I wanted to charge at Melody, but she ended up going outside. I didn't understand that part. Then Tisha was like, you know what? Tisha and Stormi were like, you know what? You wanted to say your piece, and let it go. I'm like, why are you here talking about we wanted her to say her piece? She's not talking about her piece with the Melody. She's talking about her ex that she doesn't want to hear anything about.
Right.
And she's here telling you that, oh, you were teaching, you were literally teaching the ex how to respectfully cheat. And that was offensive. And you were like, you have text messages. It was given, you shouldn't say, see, I don't even know, but I feel like there's some conversation that you should just end. Stop talking. If someone says, I don't want to talk about my ex, even if you're best friends with that ex, I think you should respect that person's privacy and stop talking about the ex. Now
Yeah.
she came back on the table She came back on the
Yeah,
table and was like, I just wanted to say my piece, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, now you said your piece. You literally just kind of spoiled dinner for people. But anyway, how did you feel about the interaction? Did you feel like it made sense that she stood up and was trying? I didn't just understand what she was doing there.
I feel if you stand up, that means you want some smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna act accordingly. I'm sorry, but that's just who I am and how I'm built. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, my thing with destiny is, you know, you're a guest on this trip. You're not there to start any stuff. You're not there to ruffle any feathers. You know what I'm saying? Now, if somebody should have
Yeah.
been called the ops, it should have been you. You know, because the reason why I say that is how you gonna be my girl, and I'm telling you stuff that's breaking my heart about my marriage and my husband and how I'm being done, and you sit back and tell me, "Girl, hold on a minute, that's Martell. I'm gonna call you back." Like what? What? Look, are you telling Martell everything that I'm telling you? You know, I don't know if I can trust you at this point. You're gonna have to pick a side. I don't care who you know the longest. Where is your loyalty? You know what I'm saying? You have broken
Mm-hmm.
all girl codes. And I, hey, look, after everything else, I might think that you might have been sleeping around with him. I don't know. I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Oh, and you're visiting the new chick and taking pictures and posting it on social media. Yeah, we not friends. You know, as Kendrick Lamar says, they not like us. You know,
Yeah.
because I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? So for her to get up and say, "Oh, I was just really passionate about," because she was lying right to my face. Where's your receipts? Where's your receipts? If you're gonna come to me with something, come with receipts so it can all make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't sit here like a magician and pull magic out of a hat. You know, explain yourself. Show me. And since you're so tight with homegirl, why didn't you say, "Hey, let me text her real quick and tell her to send me all those texts in between the two of you, and I'll get back with y'all as soon as I get it." Bring some receipts. Destiny is messy. You know, and don't get up like you want smoke if you're not trying to smoke. Because that's all show.
Mm-hmm. Now, how did you feel about Shanita calling LaTisha the ops after the after the disbandment and Melody stood up and left? How did you feel about LaTisha calling Melody and sorry, Shanita calling LaTisha the ops? Do you think that it was warranted? It was necessary?
Letitia, sometimes she does some ops shit. Let's face
Ah,
it.
he said she does some up shit.
Yes, let's face it. I mean, come on. She went against her own cousin. You know what I'm saying? She she
Yeah.
she embarrassed the family. You know. Okay, now you're hanging out with Destiny. You know, and you're trying to hang with Stormy. I thought you and Stormy had problems. You know what I'm saying? When Stormy invited her to her event, her and Marceau, well, we weren't getting along at the reunion, so we don't know if we should come, or we don't know what type of invite that is, and you know what I'm saying. But you on this trip, And you and Stormy kind of hanging together. What's her name? Trisha.
Trisha, yeah.
Yeah, y'all all like a little foursome. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Mm.
there's a few ops in this group. And if
I
hey,
think
if the jacket is
I
on you, zip it up and wear
yeah.
it.
I feel like the reason why I don't as in I don't condone the fact that she called her ops. It's something that will upset anybody. But I do understand it the why Chanita will call her the ops, because Melody has said, I literally don't want to be talking about my ex. And I don't want that to be, as in, like, this trip is not supposed to be about her ex,
True.
right? And now you're bringing up the ex, wanting to claim one. Melody was teaching the mistress how to respectfully cheat with her ex. And Melody is getting pissed off because this is not how she envisioned, this trip going. Now she's like, you know what? I don't want to talk about this thing. And in short, I don't want to even talk about me and you in general. Because he started diving into, Destiny and Melody friendship and whatever, why it broke up. And she was like, you know what? It's just too much for me. And understandable, there are sometimes I've been in conversations when I feel like it is becoming too much for me, or I feel like if I sit down there any more minutes to listen to you have that conversation with me, I might do something I might not be proud of.
Right.
I might do something that later on I will be regretting my action and being like, why the hell did I react that
Right.
way?
Yeah, but
Or why
can
did
I
I
ask you
say
something?
that stuff? Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Why did Destiny feel the need to drag um Mel's mom in it and basically called her a pimp and basically Mel a prostitute? Like, what was that about? And then you can't explain the reason why you said it. And then the reason you gave in your little interview didn't make sense.
That you see, and the fact is that she was still saying that I kind of stand by what I said. That
Mm-hmm.
was what pissed me off. And it's true. This, let's just go ahead and jumble up this review because the episode didn't really give anything. So let's just talk about everything at once. The
Oh
fact
yeah.
that the fact that Destiny, firstly, you came out, the first conversation you're having with Melody is talking about her ex and how you felt like her husband, she was teaching her mistress to respectfully cheat. Then you started talking
Mm-hmm.
about how your friendship went away. And I'm like, this friendship has gone away for like years now. Get over
Right.
it.
Right.
Move on. Relationship breaks. People get married and get divorced. People have friendships and they are no longer friends again. Move on. I believe that if Destiny has moved on from the friendship of her and Melody no longer in existence, I don't think we would have an issue. Because in Melody's view, we can be cordial. I
Right.
can sit in a room with you, smile with you, listen to what you have to say in the group, even maybe even give one or two how will I put it? Even give one or two
Comments.
interactions about whatever you say. You get that
Mm-hmm.
is what being cordial means.
Right.
What you just don't want to understand that the relationship is ended. There was a boundary between the friendship that shouldn't have been crossed, which you crossed. And now you can go back to that state. And you've said some things. I always say it that I always say when I was younger, when my mom was alive, I would say I would prefer for my mom
Mm-hmm.
to beat me than for her to say bad words to me. Because you know why? When people say
Right.
words to you, it stays, it sticks. When you say words to when you give an action to somebody, when you insult somebody, when you say words to people, it sticks. Even if you apologize, some people think that apology makes you forget about what was done. I don't know whether people think that when somebody comes to you and be like, you know what, I apologize for what I did, what I said, it takes away or clears off the memory of what happened. No, It doesn't. The apology just makes me know that, okay, you feel and you recognize that what you did was wrong and you were in the wrong. But it doesn't erase what happened. And I feel like if Destiny was a very matured lady, I'm not saying she's not matured. Nobody should take it the wrong way. But I feel like if she reasoned the situation well, she could have handled it better. Because I had a friendship that there was an argument that came up between me and my friend. We've been friends for years, and there was an argument that came up, and we crossed the line that we shouldn't have, and we said words to each other that we shouldn't have. And we stayed like 4 5 months without talking to each other. Then until maybe 5 months, when everybody's head was calm, then we called each other and I was like, let's have a conversation. We sat down, we had a conversation. She told me a point of view. I told her my point of view, and we saw reasons in where each other was coming from. And I apologized for what I said, what I did that made her upset. She apologized for what she did and what she said that made me upset. But you know what she said before we left that table? We were having the chat. She said, but do you understand? Do you recognize that we might not go back to how we were?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I do. And I respected that. You know why she felt like that? Because because even if we had that apologetic sit down or we had that chat, doesn't take away those words I said to her.
Right.
It did not also take away the words she said to me that hurt me. Neither did it take away the words that I said to her that hurt her. So, we broke a little bit of trust that day, and we could not go back to where we were. Now, do you know what we did? And I'm grateful that I had such a very matured friend, and I'm also, when it comes to like that, I'm on a little bit matured. Do you know what we did? This is now 1 year plus now, going to 2 years. We are gradually getting back.
Mm.
But you know how we got there? By not forcing it.
Right.
We started gradually. Sometimes we could go 2 weeks without even chatting with each other. Then maybe if in a month when I remember her, I call her, I'll be like, hey babes, what's up? How we chat and ask her how she's doing, how life. That it's continues like that. We started like that. From my own end, I started seeing that, okay, I was healing. From my own end, she was healing. And at the end of the day, now 2 years, close to 2 years now, we are gradually, I'm not saying that we're back to how we were, but at least some of the kind of conversations we were having before, we started having them now. But you know why that worked? Because I understood then that immediately after the issue came about and we apologized to each other, it did not just mean that we would then go back to being kicking to each other. I come and tell her my secrets. She comes and tell me her secrets. No, it still took time. But you know what Destiny did? The fact that you upset this lady or you did something bad, you apologize. Your apology doesn't even stay up to 1 week, then you do another bad thing. You say something else that is upsetting. How do then she will not be like, so the apology you apologized? What does it mean? Did it mean anything to you? Now you now talked about in the presence of her mom, you talked about her being her mom being her pimp and everything, and you're like, oh, I apologize to your mom. Okay, Melody was asking you, what was the reason? Because I too wanted to understand the reasoning behind the fact that you just from nowhere. There are some things that someone says from nowhere, and you are just like, where did that come from? Like, did I ever give you that illusion? Did I ever give you that thought of, okay, something like that? Then you were not going to your confessionals. What pissed me off in that situation was that she went to her confessionals and she was like, you know what? Yeah, even if I feel like what I said was not right, I still stand on my ground. That what I meant was just trying to twist the truth. And I hate people,
Right.
I dislike people that try to twist the truth. You're not trying to twist it in the sense that you said you feel like what you were saying was that Melody's mom does not hold her accountable. How does Melody, you trying to bring saying Melody's mom does not hold her accountable now translate to, oh, um make sure you take care of your daughter that you're pimping. Like, how do they translate? How does that translate? You want to tell somebody that they should hold somebody accountable, then it translated to being a pimp and you pimping your daughter. How does that translate?
Yeah, I didn't like the comment, and I just thought it was like a low blow that you had no basis. You know what I'm saying? And I thought we were supposed to leave mamas and kids out of it. You know,
Yeah.
so she just, as a friend, you have crossed the line. When you talk about my moms, you have crossed the line. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You talk about the
Especially,
the woman who gave
especially.
birth to me, who sacrificed for
Mhm,
me.
mhm. Don't come close to my parents. You can abuse me
Yeah,
all you want.
yeah. Well, no, no.
No, I'm just saying. In I don't know whether it's everywhere, but when it comes to Africa, when you are having a fight with somebody, they will tell you,
Hmm.
you can say whatever shit you want to say about me. Say it. But don't
Right.
come to my family. Don't come to my maybe my, if I'm married, my husband, yeah, or my wife, or my mom, my dad, my children. But you can say whatever you want to say about me.
Well, yeah. That's how grown folks fight or argue or disagree. You know, but I don't know what to say about Destiny. She has crossed the line of no return. And I understand how Mel just wants to just keep it civil because Mel,
Mhm.
she's a money maker. She has too much to lose
Yeah.
messing with
Mm-hmm.
airhead Destiny, you know,
And a
because
lot of people, a lot of people, a lot of
Destiny's still tripping over what's his name?
Moses.
Moses. Like, leave it alone. How many months they been married now? And she's still tripping. Same old story. She still got the text in her phone. I would have erased all that, you know, and moved
Yeah.
on with my life. She said, "Oh, I'm not bothered." Remember, she said she wasn't bothered. No, boo,
Yeah.
you're very bothered. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to become a stalker at this point. You know what I'm saying? Let the man go. Let him do his thing. You know, uh, why you got to tell his his wife? Oh, he keeps mentioning my name all over Huntsville. Like, really? You know, like, you trying to get some shit started.
You know, I the only thing, a lot of people were saying that, why did Melody, when she came, after the outburst, she was like, I'm sorry to Melody. But I just, people were like, when Melody should have forgiven her when she said she was sorry. And I'm like, how many I'm sorry's can one take? It gets to a certain time when you tell somebody you're sorry, that your sorry becomes very useless.
Yeah, but then she took it back. She was like, it wasn't like I was saying
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I seen
Exactly.
you. I seen you.
And I believe that there are so many things we are not privy to on the show that Melody has seen as the attitude or character of Destiny, that makes her
Mm,
being like, you know what, I'm gonna stay on the fence on this one. I'm not gonna try to ignite the friendship between me and you. Not gonna start it today. Not gonna start it ever.
right.
So people coming to blame Melody, being like, "Oh, Melody, she apologized. Melody is just too hot-headed. She should have, accepted the apologies." I'm like, most of us, this thing, we cannot take it. If it
Yeah,
happened to us, we will not be able to take it.
exactly. This past weekend, for example, I had a longtime friend that back in August, I told her, look, I don't like how you move, but you can move how you want to move because you grown. But when you move my direction and you cross the line over here, I'm turning you loose. I'm not fucking with you. You know. So this past weekend, I seen her. She rolled up on me, bought me something that she borrowed from me 3 years ago. You know, and I just said, "Hey, what's up?" And she was like, "Oh, here, thank you." I didn't want it back, but thank you. You know,
Uh-huh.
and then she just stood there, and I'm like, "What's up?" Then she reached out to hug me, and I had to like stop her, like, "No, we're not doing that." Because I stand on what I say.
I said,
So don't you're free to come and go. We can survive in the same room, you know. So, she went over to the side, started talking to some little dude. Next thing I know, after about a 20-minute conversation, her and the dude left. Okay, just as I knew who you were, you just showed me your true color. You know what I'm saying? You move funny. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got time for that kind of stuff. You know? So, yeah, these people that move funny, and they cross your boundaries, you know, I'm not the type of person, I don't give second chances. I don't have time for that. You show me who you are the first time. Oh, I am going to so believe you, and I'm going to act on it. And once I act on it, there's no coming. I would miss me
and
too.
and the fact that with Destiny's interaction with Melody when she was saying "I love you," I know she still wants Melody to be her friend. I know,
You know
I
what?
know,
I think that
yeah.
there's an ulterior motive to that. I think that she's up in Melody's face, want to sit right next to her, want to buddy up to her again because, hey, Melody is always on the show. Basically, this show is Melody, you know? So if she's buddy with Melody again, she'll get more parts on the show. She'll get more exposure. Maybe her check gets bigger. You know what I'm saying? I just think there's a ulterior motive to this, and I wouldn't trust her.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, yes, I might say I would not trust Destiny, but I just feel like it's giving me I miss the friendship. But the thing is that if you miss the friendship, have you put in the work, the actual work to try to get back the friendship?
You
I'm
know
not
what?
talking. I'm not talking about apologizing today, then tomorrow you are with the ex and the baby mamas taking pictures, celebrating with them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you going on your YouTube channel, bashing Melody, talking about how Melody is never a good friend or Melody doesn't have friends. That's not what I'm talking about. If you want to gain back your friendship, you have to work, even if it takes you years. I've seen friends that disconnect. It might take them 3, 4 years before they can get back to where they are. But at least you will know that you put in the work. Because there's also some marriages like that too. That after they break, either the wife or the husband or both of them together put into the work to get back together. It doesn't happen that this like when it happens this year, the thing everything gets mended. Sometimes it might take years for whatever broken parts that happened in that relationship to get fixed. So I feel like if she misses the friendship with her and Melody, which I noticed the way she said I love you, I know she misses the friendship. But she did not, for me, she did not put in the work to me to convince me, even me as a viewer who is not even privy to every other thing that has been happening behind the scenes, right? Me as
Right.
a viewer watching Destiny's behavior, the way she moves, how she does her things on the show throughout the seasons she has been in, she has not convinced me enough to say, okay, fine. I now believe that there is sincerity in you wanting back your friendship with Melody. Now I will now say, okay, Melody is the problem. But I, as a viewer, have not seen your sincerity of you wanting to walk back your way into being Melody's friend. And for me, that speaks volume. So if as a viewer I can't see that, then Melody that the thing is really happening to, how will she now be like, okay, yes, I see you as a friend?
I don't
Because
know.
she's always going and supporting those that always want to go against Melody. Now, another situation that happened in this episode was when they had the second dinner after they went out for the day, and they started talking about the mellometers. For the past, I don't know whether you've been knowing what's been going online. Um, for the past 2 weeks, the mellometers has been like on the mouth of almost every cast member of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Even the producer Carlos, which I'm disappointed in Carlos because Carlos is a producer and there are some things you're not supposed to talk about and some things you should not be talking about at all.
Mm-hmm.
Every situation that's happening, they will be like, mellometers have done this. Now I want to put this forward because everybody will be like, mellometers do this, mellometers do that, mellometers do that. I know that in every fan base there are some toxic fans. I belong to some fan groups. I belong to some fan bases of different
Mm-hmm.
genres, be it movies, music, whatever. I belong to some fan groups. There are some people I love and I'm their fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I still know that when you go on to those fan group, you will find out that there are some people that, man, they are so toxic. You'll be like, woo, I never knew somebody could be this toxic. And you'll be like, woo, yes, they are toxic fans. They there are really, really, really toxic fans. But something else we should also realize is that everybody's been like, the melodimeters do this, the melodimeters are calling on my business because, like I was saying, melodimeters are calling on my business. And Melody asks, do you have evidence? Because I can pick up my phone and do something. And when I'm
Right.
asked, I'll be like, I'm a melometer. It's very easy. Is it not saying I'm a melometer? I would just say, yes, I'm a melometer. Once I say that, it's okay, it's over. Doesn't mean that just because I said I'm a melometer mean I'm a melometer. There are some people that will say I'm a melometer just because they want to bring divide in the group as like they want to bring they want to make it look as if the melometers are the problem.
Okay, so
So
do
yes, I acknowledge that melometers might have toxic fans, but are we sure that everything they are accusing the millimeters for? Because right now, anything that happens to the cast members, they'll be like, the millimeters are probably troublesome. And I'm like, even Ken the other day, Trish's boyfriend, man, husband, side chick, or whatever he is, came online and was like, this and this, the millimeters have been disturbing him, they've been bombarding him and his girlfriend, and I'm like, how are you sure it's the millimeters? Can't they be fans of the show? Is it only the millimeters that watch the show? I am pretty sure I can say that for when it comes to Ken and Trish situation, every fan of the show does not like that situation.
mm-hmm.
Every fan of the show finds that situation very sketchy between Melody and between Martel, Trish, and Ken. They find
Right.
that situation very sketchy. So it is
Yeah.
not only the millimeters. So if people are being like coming to your comment section or whatever on your post and being like, bro, what is this? What are people doing? What situation are you guys in? Doesn't make them millimeters. It could be that they are just fans of the show. Your situation is funny to everybody watching the show. So if I comment on your post and be like, what the heck are you doing? So
Well, you
because
know,
I feel like every negativity that comes, or if they get a negative complaint or a negative comment or a negative thing, they attribute it to the millimeters. That's what I just feel.
well, I'm not a follower. I stand on my own 10 toes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just kind of look at it like, you're in the public eye, you know, from the first time when Martell and Tish was in the same room. The way he looked at her and the way she started looking. I said, hey, something's up with them. They done been together. You know what I'm saying? I read facial expressions, I read body language, and I read eyes. You don't have to say nothing because everything about you tells me what I need to know. You know, so yeah, it's something fishy going on. It's something done happened that neither one of them are gonna talk about. But you know, it eventually come out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it eventually come out. Because she's just being too secretive, and then she told her dude, oh, I seen Martell and he act like he didn't notice me. Like, why was that an issue for you? I see a lot of people that I know and they act like they don't know who I am. And I'm like, cool, peace out. You know what I'm saying? Let me do what I'm doing in these streets and get on. You know,
Uh-huh.
just because I know you, I'm not gonna be like, hey, hi, you remember me? You're such and such, and I'm such and such. Hi, I just wanted to say, no, please, so it bothered her because she had some type of attachment to Martell. It wasn't through the brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was an emotional, physical attachment. That's why she got upset that he didn't recognize her. I mean, you know, they've been in the bed together. Because she was kind of like offended, like, what? You don't recognize me? Like,
Hell, yeah.
yeah, it
But
was just
what
too
what
much.
but what did you feel about them talking about the millimeters and trying to say Melody should speak
You
on
know
the
what?
millimeter? Or and do you think, because that's what we're gonna wrap it up for today, do you think Melody should really come outside and speak on the millimeters?
No. What for? She doesn't have a personal relationship with them. She's not the leader. You know what I'm saying? She is a public figure. You know what I'm saying? And however these people are gonna move is how they gonna move. She has nothing to do with it. So yeah, I would have got upset too. If they would have said, "Hey, you looking for my girls, you need to call your girls off." You know, I get upset. Hell, I don't even know these people. You know what I'm saying? What do you want me to say? And do you have proof? You got to come with receipts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel that Melody is within her right, to keep doing what she's doing. You know,
And for me, I feel like the equation was not making sense because Stormy was using an assumption of, okay, I know my mom doesn't like you and she said something and I've been like, mom, don't say that. I'm like, that's your mom.
right? It's a
You know
difference.
her.
It's a difference.
Exactly.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You know her. You've eaten from the same bowl together. You've slept in the same house together. So you
Right.
know her.
Mm-hmm.
But Melody has never slept with any of her cast members. She doesn't know where they live. She nothing. Not because
Mm-hmm.
so I said cast member, the millimeters that you guys are talking about. If she has 100 fan members in the fan base, maybe she even just knows only two. No, like she knows two out of the 100. The remaining 98, she doesn't know them from Adam.
Right.
She only recognized, okay, these people are my fans. So
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to quantify the fact of, oh man, that Stormy spoke to her mom to stop talking trash about Melody, and Melody talking about people that she doesn't know. I'm like, that equation does not make sense because
Yeah,
your
she should
mom,
have just told her, when my mom talks about you, if my mom ever does talk about you, I'll return the favor. Like, what do you want me to
Mhm.
do?
Your mom is your mom. If Melody's mom starts talking about Stormy and Melody doesn't call out her mom, then I would say yes.
Exactly.
You have you have a point there, but you cannot quantify your mom with fan base that Melody does not know.
True.
Melody does not know these people, so there's no way she can caution or correct. Now, the only thing I feel like Melody can do is, like, if you cut the melometer or whatever, whoever you catch, and truthfully, you can prove that this person is a melometer, because, like I said, some people be not melometers. They are not melometers, but they claim they put this persona of I am a melometer just to make trouble for the melometers, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
you can claim that this person is really a melometer and the person caused the trouble or caused problem. You can bring that to Melody, saying, I caused this person, this is a melometer, this is your fan. Then you wait for Melody to acknowledge the person. Now, when it came to that lady that Stormi, she got harassed, that she got a communication harassment for,
Mm-hmm.
she has done the same thing to Melody. She has done the same thing to Melody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Melody said something, I don't think maybe the ladies got it. Like, the same thing you guys go through. I go through it. You see, people are talking shit about you on social media. People are talking trash about you on social media. They go through the same thing.
Right.
But and I feel like the only reason that they feel like Melody doesn't go through it is because, of course, Melody has the biggest fan base on that show.
Mm-hmm.
If 100%, if we have 100 people, um 90% goes to Melody and the remaining 10 is shared amongst the cast members, right?
Okay.
That 90%, of course, if 90 people are speaking, I will not hear the remaining 10, because the 90's voices will be louder than the 10.
True.
Now, the reason why I feel like they don't notice that Melody be getting harassed too, or be getting shit about, talking, be shitted on. I remember the last TikTok live Melody did. No, the last no, the she did one when they went for the reunion taping. I think last 2 weeks. There was one TikTok live she did before then. Somebody went and gave her a bad review on her product. Like, somebody literally wanted to tarnish her name and went give her a bad review on her product.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those people are also haters. They are trying to come for her business. And I've been on groups where they talk shit about like, some of them, the things they say about Melody, I'll be like, do you know this lady? Did this woman steal your husband? Did she steal your man? Because you can't be saying this about somebody that you don't know. The only reason why they don't notice is because by the time this fan group of Melody starts speaking, it looks as if they quench down those toxic people that say bad things about Melody, because they come out there. Like recently, like I told you, online now for the past 2 weeks, it has been millimeters have been problem, millimeters have been troubled, millimeters have been done. Everybody, all the cast members, millimeter. But the fact is that, do you know what the millimeters have been doing? They've been coming out praising Melody, supporting her. Now, the people will not feel like she's getting bullied and or anything, because these fan base are very big and they are always there to support her. But the same thing that Stormy goes through, whether in business, in her private life, or anything, Melody goes through the same thing. They're in the public eye.
Yeah.
People will be there to judge. We are here reviewing the show. We are judging. People
Yeah.
would forever judge.
Yeah. And
You
not
were saying
once.
something?
Yeah, not once has Melody ever said, "Hey, the people who are coming from me is coming from your camp, Kimmy, or your camp, LaTisha, or your camp,
Thank
Stormy,
you.
or, or your camp, Destiny." You know, these are your
Exactly.
people coming from me. You know, she hasn't said that because she don't know. You know what I'm saying?
there is, yeah, she doesn't have concrete evidence that, okay, this is coming from Kimmy's camp, this is coming from LaTisha's camp, this is
Yeah,
coming from Stormi's camp. If Melody wants to talk about things being said about her, she will just say it like you are saying this thing about me. The only time she would talk about another cast member is if the cast member has said something about her.
right,
But I have never heard Melody call out a fan base of any of the other cast member and being like, "Oh, you guys are this."
right, right. Because you know what? Really, nobody's opinion really matters. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about what you feel and think about yourself.
Oh my God, exactly.
So Melody, she's like a duck. She lets that roll off her back. She got things to do. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Yeah.
everybody else is they're reading social media. They got time on their hands to read every comment, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, trouble come to your business, you get the name of that person and slap a restraining order on their ass and see if it stops that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's things you can do, you know? So quit blaming everybody for what's going on with you and take action.
Like I you know what? I just want to see where this thing is gonna go. This Melometers thing. I want to see how it's gonna go. And do you think with everything happening on the show, do you think this show might get renewed for another season? Do you think most of the cast members want to come back? Because we noticed that Stormy might not be coming back for the new season and she's not coming back to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Allegedly, it's been said that she will not be coming back. Do you feel like the show is gonna get renewed with the way things are going? And
Okay, so you said Stormy's not coming back and who's not going to come back?
Stormy said, but we are not sure, allegedly, that she might not be coming back on Lower Marriage Huntsville.
Okay. Well, I like Stormy. I wish she would reconsider, but maybe it's too much for her because she got things to do too. You know what I'm saying? She's running a
She has a business to run.
multi-billion-dollar business. Yeah, she got things
Yeah,
to do. So I mean, I completely understand, but I like Stormy. You know, she has changed from the Stormy we first met. You know what I'm saying? She's
yeah.
changed, you know. And so this Stormy, yeah, I like her, you know. And yeah, I do think they're gonna get renewed again. Yes, of course. Even though people
Okay.
say I'm tired of looking at them, they still look,
Uh,
you know, because they want to
yeah,
know what's
exactly.
going on in Huntsville. They put Huntsville on the map, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Huntsville is a little hick country town in Alabama. They ain't got
well,
nothing there. They don't have no Magic Mountain, no, no Disneyland. Ain't nothing like that out there. you know. But they
yeah,
put it on the map.
yeah. They put Houseville on the map. Yeah.
hmm So yeah, they're gonna get another season.
Well, let's just see how it will be. Let's see how the episodes will be. Um, and we'll see how that will come up. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us on today's review and recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We'll see you guys same time next week to continue our discussion on these episodes or the season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Have a nice day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.